What is going on, Netflix? Okay, we're gonna get into all things 1,000 kids, the scamming, the ethics, the morals, right about now. A notification bell. Now I watched this docu-series, The Man with 1,000 Kids. And what comes to mind when you think about 1,000 kids? Child support. How does he have time for all these kids? Why would you want to have 1,000 children? Yes, this is one person who decided that they were going to procreate that many times. And now you might wonder, what is behind this mind? That's why you have me, a therapist, to go over the psychological aspects. And looking at this docuseries, it comes down to psychology. It comes down to moral and ethics. Okay, and who has control over how many times an individual can procreate? Now with the women, we have that ticking time clock in our bodies saying that at some point you can't have kids no more. Them eggs then dried up, they then turn into kitty litter. Okay, we're born with a set of eggs from the time we are born, and then that's all you get. Now men, on the other hand, they can be 75, Al Pacino, procreating, having babies, knowing that they ain't even gonna see that kid when they get to college, because they ain't even gonna be around no more. Now this man Jonathan met a lot of different women who wanted one thing, and that was kids. And some of these women would do anything to have a child. Okay, some of them even would inseminate themselves on the side of the road, y'all. Yes. See, the thing is that people really want children, and if you are not in a position, not everyone, some people really want children, and if you are not in a position to have a mate, a partner, maybe you have health issues, maybe you're in a same-sex marriage, the idea of having a child for some people is the end-all be-all, and kids ain't all that. Okay, I have kids myself, and it comes with a lot of different responsibilities, lifestyle changes, commitments. So for some people, they want that, they yearn for it, while others are like, keep them kids out of my face. But in this case, these women were a lot of them same-sex relationships, women who wanted children. And I think that they went to the sperm bank, and they were looking through these catalogs and the cost. That is one thing they didn't really talk about this documentary, is that the cost of insemination, that was probably a big thing. And so they go on the Googles, which really was like, y'all went online to find this person? Okay. Let me continue watching. And then they got the looks. They saw the hair, they saw the personality, and then they met with this guy in person. That was also something very interesting, that they met with him in person. Hook, line, and sinker. You got the personality, that hair, the body, and they fell for the illusion, the chameleon, because Jonathan is a chameleon. And you see how through his YouTube channel, his online persona, and him talking and doing interviews still today about this whole situation, which I'm going to go over an interview he did, you have him wanting attention, that ego. Okay, not only is he a scammer, a pathological liar, he's also somebody who lacks depth. Okay, when you look at these YouTube videos, I'm here in Mexico and I'm going to tell you the answers of how to have a successful life. What? And I look at the women, and I'm not victim blaming, but I look at them and I'm like, there was no background check done on him. You met up with him for dinner, lunch, whatever it is, and decided, yes, you can put your sperm in me. Yes, meet me at my house. Yes, I'll pull up, you hand me the cup, and I'm a bounce. Okay? And then it got to some aspects where some of the women, at least the ones who talked in the docuseries, had actually intimacy with him. Okay? A guy that you were talking to for a couple months, and there are a lot of women who do this now, but it's called dating. Okay, maybe they weren't dating them, maybe it was a one-night stand, but people become pregnant for so many different reasons, but they went into it knowing that they want a child. And it was hard for me at times to kind of side with them, because you put yourself at risk for a stranger in order because you really want a child. It seemed like they really knew nothing about him. They only knew what he put out on YouTube, his profiles, what he was texting them. And it's like, okay, well, and a lot of it felt like they fell for the okie doke. Because you want a child. It showed one woman on the side of the road that she got lost. And you know what? She pulled out that cup and that little syringe and got pregnant. Now, you have to take some accountability of how you got here. Okay, you got here because you really wanted a child. And it seems like that's all that really mattered. Not the outcome, not his history, not all those things that really matter when really raising up a child. Who is this person connected to this DNA, the DNA I'm putting in my body, the health histories, all those parameters didn't matter because this guy agreed to give me a child. Not one, but multiple children. And so a lot of the docuseries to me was about stopping him. And it was interesting, like, it was okay when it worked for us. But then we found out that there was multiple people. You're doing this for everybody? Not just me? Oh, woe is me. But you have to think, you put yourself in this position, this situation. Now, is it right what he's doing? No. But I think there should have been accountability on both parts. Okay? Now, it comes out that this man has hundreds of children in different countries. And they connect the dots to see that he is, whenever he does one of these YouTube videos, probably he's in that country giving it up in a cup. Okay, giving it up in a cup. All right? And it just shows you that sometimes people who have savior complexes match with people's desperation, and those things come together. And so this man, his ego, he's a pathological liar. Would I say he's a narcissist? I'm not sure because I don't work with him one-on-one. I've only watched him from interviews and a docu-series where he didn't have any part of it, all right? The guy they kept showing was some actor with, blonde hair. But does he have characteristics of someone who could be a narcissist? Yes, because as much as the courts mandate that he stop, they don't have control over this man. Who knows how many kids are out there? The docuseries only showed 5 families out of over 200, 300 families that he has had multiple children for. Okay, so that what was missing. I want to hear from the other side. And according to Jonathan, let me read y'all what he said in this interview. So he would not respond to interviews from Netflix, but he has done a couple interviews on the side. He feels like Netflix labeled him a bad person. They only, spoke to women who were unhappy. What about the women out there who are happy with him? And he said they deliberately called the documentary The Man with 1,000 Kids when it should be the sperm donor who helped families conceive 550 children. Okay, so according to him, and he has this, laptop that has all the data and information about the different people who he has had kids with. He says it's 550 families. That's still way too many. Okay, so already from the start, they're deliberately deceiving and misleading. He continued, I think Netflix did a great job at selecting 5 families who are unhappy out of 225 families I have helped. And they will definitely tell you something. I spent the last 4 hours speaking to families who have been impacted by Jonathan's lies. I've personally spoken to 45 to 50 families, and it says 50 families made impact statements to the court about his lies, the misleading, and pleading with the judge to stop. So this is a continued platform from Jonathan to talk about is being harmful to women and completely untrue. Okay, once again, as much as the court puts this in motion, can you really stop someone from having kids? I think the only way to permanently stop someone from having children is through surgery. And I don't think Jonathan, with his ego, his narcissism, him being a pathological liar, and having that savior complex, you have all these things coming together. And what meets that need? Women who need me. I am the end all be all. Without me, you cannot. Some of them can have children, but in a lot of these cases, they wanted multiple kids. So that's what really was a factor too, because most people, when they have children, they don't want different baby daddies, okay? They want their kids to have the same looks, the same parenting, the same biological things happening to them in their system. So a lot of these people have multiple kids. And I would not be shocked and surprised if even after they found out that what he was doing, they still went there for seconds, thirds, okay? And what happens when these kids get older? and they realized they were part of this scam. For some families, a celebration of life. How will this affect the kids? What will they want from this? Will they want to connect with this man? Have any of them tried to connect with this man? Because it seems like, according to the docuseries, it started in maybe like the 2010s. So at this point, at least some of those kids are preteens, adolescents. How would you feel if you found out that your father was a scammer? Now, it doesn't have to be a scammer related to this story, but scamming people out of money, scamming people out of different things. Hey, some people wake up and they found out that they mama, they daddy is a serial killer. Okay, what are the effects of those children knowing that the life that they have? Some people might feel like it was a lie. Maybe the origins of their birth isn't exactly what they dreamed of wanted, but they still could have a good life. Okay, now Jonathan himself, we see over and over again how people who have savior complexes, they end up finding the victim, their victims. Similar to my last documentary that I reviewed, you saw that with Anna. And tell them you love me. Okay, same thing, savior complex. Okay, and particularly I feel like we see more of this in people who are not BIPOC individuals, but I'm not gonna put that as a blanket statement. But I see more and more the white savior complex of, I am the Jesus, I'm your God. You see that in cult followings, you see that here. Okay, but Jonathan is, to me, unstoppable. Okay, you have the internet. He can turn to whoever he wants to. He can change his name. Okay, and there's another aspect of having this highlighted, like Jonathan has come out and said, it might make people want me more. I want to be a part of that. I want a taste of that. Okay, look at him. He has long blonde hair. For the most part, he's fit. I don't know how smart he is watching some of these YouTube videos I have seen. Okay, but some people don't care about the negativity. They want to be a part of that. Some people see dollar signs. I want my story out there. I want to be connected so I can try and make money off of this. But all these kids are the victims of just people's desperation. People wanting to provide love sometimes. People wanting to connect. Some of these children are golden childs because maybe their parents were hurting, yearning for something that can love them unconditionally. And a lot of times, golden childs, they have issues later on in life, the pressures, the anxiety of always being that golden child. You're the one. You saved our relationship. You made our family a blended family. Okay? When I had you, I fell to my knees and I felt like my life was complete. We heard that in the docuseries too. But I think that you're going to continue to see Jonathan have more children. And I don't think Jonathan is the only one out there. I think there are lots of other men doing the same thing. Jonathan is once again the one that's being highlighted. But there are a lot of other people. Some of them you're in a relationship with. Some of them are similar to Jonathan, traveling around different countries, you know, putting it in the cup, popping it on the cup. Okay? But when it comes to this person, Jonathan, he is a pathological liar. He has a savior complex and some narcissistic traits. And it only affects primarily the children. The parents are adults, so it affects them, but they can work through it more. I think it can be more complicated to explain your origins of birth to a child. And you don't know how that child's gonna feel about that they went to this individual. They might, and unfortunately might hate themselves, might be some internalized stuff that can happen from knowing that your father was a scammer. And that you have, is it 1,000 siblings? Is it 550? The only person who really knows is Jonathan. Okay, but these are just my thoughts on this docuseries. Netflix, they have learned how to sensationalize stories. But let me know your thoughts. What did you think? Did you watch it? Because we can, of course, get into it. Make sure you hit that like, you share this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.